Hello everyone, welcome to a little bit of a different video than usual. There's no modding today, there's just some insanity that I've had in mind for a new series I want to start, so I wanted to talk to you guys about it and set the stage here. I'm going to be streaming probably every Thursday that I can for maybe about 2, maybe to 3 hours. And the idea is I wanted to, as a kid growing up, play every video game that ever existed and experience them all, at least for a little bit of time. That has become a more and more impossible bucket list item because of how many games come out all the time, especially with indie developers these days, and so on and so forth. So I've pinpointed that down. I've wanted to do this series for a long time. I was waiting for the channel to have some sort of following of any sort, and I feel like with the modding stuff, there's enough of you guys that would enjoy this sort of content that maybe it could grow into something someday. If not, whatever. It's something I want to do as like a bucket list item, and I just thought it'd be fun to stream and enjoy with you guys. So I'm not going to be playing every video game ever in existence, but the long-term goal is to play every racing game ever in existence, or at least properly published. So I wanted to originally start with the newest games and work backwards, and at the same time alternate to the oldest game and work forwards. But it's been really hard to get a list of brand new games that are just racing games and the oldest racing games in existence and find that list. So I thought, instead of worrying about that daunting task of trying to figure that all out, I'm going to start with an era that I somewhat missed, which is the PS1. There are, according to my count and research and stuff, there's 238 racing games on the PS1. 238. And that's all kinds of anything that is racing at all. And you'll see what I mean. There's going to be some silly games in the list as we get there. I'll flash one or two on screen that are silly, just to give you an idea. We're playing every racing game. The idea is I'm going to play them for at least a half hour each. That's the target, is to play 30 minutes of each racing game on the PS1 in order of their release date. The long-term goal is to play every racing game ever. But for now, PS1's our target for the foreseeable future, because 238 games is going to take a while, even a half hour at a time, doing maybe 5 or 6 a week on average. Is still gonna take a while. So that's the insanity I'm doing. I plan to have the first stream this Thursday night, probably about 7:30 Eastern, somewhere around there. I'll start, and we'll play at least 4 is the goal for the stream. At least 4 games, up to 6, depending on how things are going and whatever. And that's pretty much it. But yeah, the reason I picked PS1 again, I had an N64, I had a PS2 when they came out. I didn't have a PS1. My sister did, and I played, I think, just Demolition Racer on it, which was fantastic. And I like the N64 version as well as a kid, though it didn't hold up well. But we're going to experience all sorts of racing games. And again, I'm going to go in order of release date. I have a mass list that I could kind of show you right now. Let me get out of the way. Boom. I have a list of literally all of the PS2 games ever, or the PS1 games ever released. Is 4,116 items, because there's a header row. And I marked all the ones that are racing games, and now I can filter this list and get to it. So we're starting with Ridge Racer, and then Motor Tune Grand Prix is going to be second, and you'll have to tune in and see what else comes up. I also want to note that I'm going to be ranking these games as we get through them, so I'm going to give them a score. I don't know if I'm going to do... You know what? We'll do it out of 100. Screw it. We'll go the full gambit there. That way there's no like half points or whatever. And then we can have a full ranking list that eventually we'll have a complete ranking list of PS1 racing games. Granted, it'll only be off a half-hour impression of each game, not necessarily a full experience, so it might not be the most accurate list, but as far as trying to rank 238 games, for anybody is an insane challenge. So that's what I'm aiming to do. Even if it's not the best rating system, it's still going to be something, and I think it's going to be worth doing. and I really can't wait to get this started. I'm kind of excited, and I wish it was Thursday now, just so I could be playing it. But that is essentially the idea of this is, again, just to experience all the racing games ever. So if you've not seen PS1 racing games at all, or if you're curious about what games come up and how silly they are, and you don't want to take the time to figure it all out, or you want to play along with me and without having to do the research, and as I play them, you then can try them yourself too. You could do that too, whatever you want to do. But this is what I'm doing. This is my bucket list thing. One of my bucket list things. It's a silly one, but I thought it'd be fun to share. So. See you guys on Thursday. Hopefully you tune in. I'll be streaming to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So either place is good. And we'll see you on Thursday. Thanks. Bye.